Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Josh. I still use books, CDs, and DVDs online on platforms like eBay and Amazon. That is why I do full-time to support my family. Today is a Monday morning. We got a ton of orders going out. Let me see. They're like stacked over there like crazy. I don't know if you can see like that stack of books. Like, look at that thing. And just like, look at that stack of CDs. Great stuff. We got a lot of orders going out because I did not ship at all last week. We'll talk about that in just a minute. But first, I want to show off something you don't get to see very often around here. Two completely empty shelves. I mean, I have a plant up there, but like, that's it. So like, we got some space in here right now. I'm very excited about that because we got a lot of stuff last week. Not really bought a lot, but kind of like picked up a lot. I'm going to put you guys on the tripod real quick here and get this thing all set up and get this ready to go for the day today, because we are going to be doing some shipping. Do you like this camera angle? Somebody asked to be able to like actually see while I'm packing a little bit. So let me know if you prefer this camera angle or hate this camera angle. Let me know. Let me know. But anyways, so I better double check. Make sure, is this microphone actually on and connected? I believe it is. Okay. So what is going on? It is currently December 1st. It is the week after Thanksgiving. Last week was Thanksgiving. Try not to cut myself here. And last week I had the store in vacation mode for the whole week. Like, yeah, well, not the whole week, but the majority of the week. We were gone. We went to my parents, had a great time, filled up the trailer twice, brought it home, got it all emptied. We got a lot of stuff last week, had a lot of great time, got to spend some time hunting, got to spend some time with family, eating food, all the great stuff, seeing all the people. So we did all of that. But eBay, during that time, was on vacation mode. So I did not ship out at all last week. Like, the last time I shipped would have been a previous Thursday evening. So like, it's been, I guess we're getting close to 10 days at this point since I last shipped. So we need to get caught up. Sales were definitely down during that time, which everybody should fully expect that to happen whenever they're on vacation mode. It's just, you're away. Your shipping times are absolutely horrible. It's just kind of what's going to happen. But we have 97 orders to go out today. I'm going to try to film these all just in one big shot here. Hopefully we got enough free space on the camera. First thing we are shipping out is a 78 record. Buyer paid $20.22. Somebody asked me the other day why I ship my records like this, and I don't ship all my records in this massive box. Only these like shellac 78s that are like super breakable. Think like Three Stooges breaking records over people's heads. Like, that's what these are. These are not your vinyl records of the 1970s. These are way, way more breakable. But that's the first thing we've got going out today. All right, I want to talk real quick about today's sponsor, Max. Max offers a consignment, basically formula for selling on Amazon. He works with lots of libraries. He works with lots of other Amazon sellers like myself to help consign things. There's a couple of different ways to use Max and like make lots and lots of money with his service. Number one is what I do. I send him all of my gated media. I got a pile up here of like Disney, Nickelodeon, Hallmark, all sorts of categories that I am gated in. Max is ungated in a lot of different categories. Not every single thing, but lots and lots of different categories. Lots and lots of different publishers. Lots of different production houses. So if you want to see exactly what all he's ungated in and the types of things like that he can help you sell, there's a link down in the description below to his document that has all the information that you need to know about basically working with him. He offers a consignment service where anything that he sells under your name, you and him are going to split 50-50 the profits. Absolutely great deal. You just fill up a box, ship it off to him, and you don't have to worry about things. So that's the way I do it. I send him all my gated stuff. Another way of what a lot of people do is they just send him everything they want to sell on Amazon. Maybe it's a library that is not wanting to like go through the hassle of selling on Amazon, or maybe you're an individual that sells just on eBay. You kind of want to deal with Amazon, but you don't want to do it directly. Max is a great way to do that. Fill up boxes of profitable inventory, send them to him. He will list them and consign them for you. He is very transparent with the way things work. Every single week, I get an email from him with a spreadsheet of what things are selling, what the prices are, what the fees are, what my split are, and then I get paid out all the time. It's so great. He sends me money all the time. Absolutely love it. But he is sponsoring today's video. I've been working with him for a long time. Great guy, very trustworthy, and there's not enough good things I could say about it. But if you want to get into selling on Amazon without selling on Amazon, Max is the way to go. Just fill up a box, send it off to him. Don't deal with the hassle of listing it, shipping it, and dealing with Amazon yourself. Another great thing about consigning with Max is he only makes money when you make money. So it's his goal to make you a lot of money so that he can make a lot of money. If you're wanting to diversify your income by trying out Amazon, this is a great way to try it out without all the headaches of getting ungated in either brands or categories or learning the Amazon process. Or if you just have gates that you are not able to get through yourself, like Disney for me. Disney, huge one. I send him tons and tons of Disney DVDs. Nickelodeon, Hallmark, all those major ones. Check him out. There is a link in the description down below to his document with lots of information and his email address as well. And you know what? Tell him I sent you, because I think you get a great kick out of that. But anyways, let's get back to the regular scheduled programming. Let's see, get everything rolling for the day. But yeah, 97 things to go out today. I currently have the store on 2-day handling time. That's usually what I have it on the majority of the year. But since it is the first week of December, and since we kind of need to get sales going to catch up for last week, I am going to, after I finish shipping this, switch the whole store to 1-day shipping. Look at this stack of video games real quick, just for the camera. Rayman, Game Boy Color. Shadow Man, N64. Donkey Man, I'm just kidding, Donkey Kong 64. Star Wars Rogue Squadron. And Castlevania. This is not the good Castlevania on the 64. The other one is the good one. But anyways, we are going to be shipping all of those out today. What do we got up first? What was I able to find first? I don't see it right here. This is Shadow Man. This buyer paid $19.95 all in. What did I say? Shadow Man? There's Shadow Man. If anybody's wondering, because usually somebody is at this point in the video, I use VQuo for all my shipping. VEEQO. I honestly just think it's the fastest and best one to be using. Up next, it looks like we have Star Wars Rogue Squadron. Buyer is all in $14.85. I think I paid like $200 for a whole bunch of N64 stuff. Some really nice hats. Well, one really nice hat and some other okay hats. I got a knife as well, and then a bunch of books. So this is part of this. My store is typically, the majority of stuff in the store is like books, CDs, DVDs, but every now and then we do get some of this other stuff in here as well. There is Donkey Kong. Donkey Kong, buyer paid $34.62 for this. Now, I don't think any of these went to the same buyer. We do have a few things today that I need to try to remember to ship out in the same package. But for the most part, we're just going to be flying through this stuff. Retro video games in Pennsylvania, bought that one. Probably an Amazon seller. I did check all of these to make sure I couldn't sell them on Amazon, and none of these was I allowed to sell on Amazon, unfortunately. Castlevania, buyer paid $26.87. The majority of Nintendo stuff I'm just not allowed to sell whatsoever on Amazon, unless it just happens to have like a different brand than Nintendo, which sometimes the listings will have a different brand. Sometimes it'll be whoever made the game or whatever. Let's see, this Game Boy game is Rayman. What did the buyer pay here? $12.87. Not bad. But yeah, so let's talk about the current inventory situation, because it is kind of crazy what we have on hand. Last week I was able to pick up 2 different trailer loads full of stuff. The first one was basically an entire library. So like, there's no basically to it. That's what this was. It is a much smaller library that I believe has been closed. I'm not sure the exact date, but from looking at the little like slips, you know, in the books where you filled out all the information, it looks like it's been closed since about the 70s. I think they've kind of allowed some residents of the town to check out some books since then at different times. I'm not sure exactly what all's going on, but yeah, very interesting. Probably about 1.5 tons of books. We're just talking weight here, and I was thinking weight because I was worried about the trailer. They didn't all fit in the trailer. My trailer's pretty small. It's 4 foot by 8 foot. So some of them I did leave at my parents' house and got on the second trip, and a lot of them also just went inside of our expedition. I can put a ton of stuff in the expedition if I'm the only one in there. So I went, picked up all of those. Now, they did not have these pre-boxed. They were still sitting on shelves. Typically, when I'm doing a free pickup like that, I will require people to pre-box them. But I just kind of... I knew the people that I was getting them from, and I did not want to make them do that. I did just not want to go down that route with them. And I just thought it was better for me to go and pre-box them. So me, my dad, my daughter, we went and we boxed everything up. That took I think it was right at basically exactly 3 hours to do all of that. So while these books were free, you know, I've already got, put the wrong dimensions in there. I've already got a lot of labor into these free books. Now, basically none of these will be good Amazon stuff since they are all older books. So we are going to be hitting eBay really, really hard over the next couple of weeks, which is probably the right thing to be doing anyways, because let's see. Ground Advantage Cubic is going to be cheaper than Medium L on this. This is a lot of Nip Tuck, the complete series, seasons 1 through 6. Buyer is all in $29.47. I was actually missing one of the seasons to this. I picked these up at the Goodwill bins, but for whatever reason, one of the seasons wasn't there. And I had to pay like $5 to get the other season. It's kind of like right at that limit of like, do I want to pay $5 in order to sell it for like 20 plus shipping or whatever it ended up being? But it sold pretty fast. I think I'm glad I spent the $5 to sell for 20 plus shipping, basically. Maybe it was 22. But yeah. Anyways, what was I talking about? The library. Typically I make people pre-box. I did not. So we've already got a lot of labor into this already. But not too much. Just a little bit. Okay, this one is... It's official DVD 2006 skateboarding. Got Lenny Rivas on it. Buyer paid $14.99. They are all in. Going to California. I am still shipping things Medium L and bound printed matter today. Why was... Oh, it's just being slow loading. However, probably next week, I will stop using those services and start doing Ground Advantage for pretty much everything. But I feel like it's the first. Christmas is 24, 25 days away, however you want to count it. And I feel like at this point, things are still going to make it on time. I haven't seen a slowdown yet, but also I wasn't shipping last week or paying any sort of attention to my eBay store. So maybe things have slowed down and I just don't know it. Up next, Snowstorm 24/7. I think this is like, no, this is not goose hunting. This is, oh, what are these? I guess they are goose. They're like very white geese. Snowstorm 24/7. Kind of like a hunting type DVD. I'm doing very well with media that nobody else has. And that is the type of stuff I have been listing recently on eBay. That's the type of stuff that we've been actually moving. Buyer is all in $12.99 on this. I think I accepted an offer because when you have that media that nobody else has, somebody sends you an offer, I find it best to just accept it because there's probably only one buyer for this. And if they're there, might as well accept their offer and sell it. I'll show some more examples of that later today, especially when we get to the books. Maybe we'll just try and jump to the books without knocking over this huge stack. Let me try and do that. Smooth the monitor. Woo! Let's grab this bit of the stack. All right, we did good there. Did pretty good. I was honestly kind of worried that that would fall over while sleeping last night. I went ahead and pulled orders last night just because I knew we had a lot to ship out and I did not want to spend all my time this morning pulling those. See if I can find this one. Don't see it there. Maybe it's probably up here, yeah. There it is. Okay. City Book. Some sort of RPG game. Buyer paid $13.22. All in. Going to Georgia. I think I have $1 into this. So, totally fine. Oh. But yeah, so right now we are basically drowning in unlisted inventory. Between picking up the library and also filling up the trailer with, I would call it like miscellaneous pickups from, I think 5 different people. I have one other person here in town that I buy inventory off quite a bit. Has been messaging me a lot this morning, so I do need to go tomorrow and get that as well. But after that, I think we might be done buying for the majority of the month. Have Beads Will Travel by Suzanne Cooper. Kind of like Native American beading type book. Buyer is all in $21.46. Going to Washington. So, cool to see that. Let's talk about Amazon sales. Amazon sales, they've been okay for if you would just consider a normal month. But as far as it being like November, sales have been absolutely garbage. The reason for that has been just like Amazon has made a change to how they select the used buy box. Meaning if like you go to a page for like this book on Amazon, there's typically a button you could click on to buy it new or to buy it used. Typically to buy it used, just gonna weigh 1 or 2 pounds. To buy it used and be in that spot, it had to be in FBA's warehouse basically and be like Prime eligible. But now they're allowing all the FBM sellers to be in that slot. This is the 3rd time this year this has happened. Oh, this book weighs just over a pound. So because of that, all my stuff that is like slightly higher priced than those FBM sellers that are not having their items in the warehouse, my stuff's not selling as much because people are more easily able to see the lower price competition, which is probably good for consumers, but also like that stuff is going to ship way slower than my Prime stuff that could ship out. So because of that, my sales for November are down like 33%, literally 1/3 from what they were the previous month when we didn't have that issue. Oh, I don't think I told you what that last book was. Applications of operational amplifiers. Buyer paid $20.74, and this one is songs for one or two. Buyer paid $10.12. This had been listed quite a while. So, I'm going to be focusing more on eBay at least the next couple of weeks. Because sending a box off to Amazon also right now, like, it's not going to get checked in time. Probably. It could get checked in time. It's probably not going to get checked in time in order for somebody to order something and get it by Christmas. So because of that, for the next 2 weeks, and also because I am drowning in unlisted inventory, I've got the free shelf space. We are going to go really hard on eBay. The goal this week for eBay is to get up at least 500 units. I don't think I've ever done that many in a week. I'm not even sure if I've done close to that in a week. Okay, this is within my Ozark Valley. Buyer paid $11.97. It used to be before I was doing a lot of Amazon, I used to do 36 a day, 5 days a week, which is like 180 a week. And I know some weeks I went more aggressive and did more than that. But that was kind of like my typical thing back before I was doing much Amazon at all. This was also like pre-AI lister days. But now, I can go hard on Amazon, send 300-400 units to Amazon and easily do 200 on eBay. So I'm thinking like, if we cut out Amazon, there shouldn't be any reason I can't list 500 in a week on eBay. That goal might actually be kind of small, but it's crowded in here right now. I keep looking over here at all these books I've got in here. It's crowded in here. We cannot move around very efficiently right now. I should not have brought this much stuff into the garage already, but we did. Next up, education as cause and as symptoms. 1939. Buyer paid $19.77. This is going to Texas. Eight ounces. So yeah, that's my plan, at least for this week. And I think next week, I do want to start sending in at least one box a week to Amazon. So if I can kind of like sneak in a box to Amazon, that would be great. Part of the thing is, I just don't have much Amazon inventory on hand. I don't want to go out and buy Amazon inventory right now with the way Amazon has been behaving. Is this one? Yes. The Mechanical Properties of Matter by Cottrell? I don't know. 1964. Buyer paid $22.21. Once again, going to Texas. So yeah, let me know what you guys are doing this week. Anybody that does kind of like both eBay and Amazon, are you leaning more towards one or another right now? Like, what are you doing? I know I'm not alone in like the whole eBay Amazon split, but it is kind of not near as many people do what I do as far as like focusing on two like completely separate platforms. The Economic History of the United States, The Farmer's Last Frontier. Buyer paid $20.51. No idea where this came from, but once again, going to Texas. Seems like everything is going to Texas this morning. All right, so the next one, the buyer bought 2 books. Well, they bought 1 book, but they bought 2 copies of Nelson Pendergrass, Be Where You're Supposed to Be. I think at least one of these is signed. This is a local author. I sometimes find their books. I think I'd passed on the last copy of it I found. This one, the hardcover is signed. Paperback is not. But I'm going to start picking them up again now that I know that somebody is looking for these. because I'm going to try and help get them into their hands and also make a little money while I'm at it. But the buyer on these, they're going to the same address. It's a P.O. box. However, they purchased these with 2 different eBay accounts. The reason they did that was probably because I don't even know which of these is what. Okay, this is the one that's not signed. The reason they probably did that is they probably checked out with like a guest account on eBay, basically. Is what it looks like looking at their... No. The author, the last name of the person that bought these is not the same last name as the author. Yeah, the person probably checked out with a, just a guest account on eBay instead of an actual account that you log into. So because of that, I can't ship these together. I wish I could. They're going the same exact place. And it might be fine. But just on the off chance that it's not fine, we are going to ship them separately. And they're going right down the road. They're going less than 20 miles away. So it's not like it's that big of a deal. But I kind of wish they checked out together. That is one of the local things that I'm going to be looking for a little bit more. Kind of feel like I passed on one of these recently. Kind of think I know where it is, actually. I should probably go buy it and list it. For one of them, the buyer paid $24.99. The other one, the buyer paid $25.72. I think I originally had these listed at the same price, but one's been in the store longer, so it was on a bigger markdown sale. Up next, something else local I typically find. These are all called Perceptions. They're put out by Tom Harrison. I think these are like Catholic, like kind of like daily stories, devotional type things. I think that's what they are, but I'm not 100% sure. Sometimes I list these individually. Sometimes I list them in lots. But I have so many of these in my store that I started putting them in lots because it's like I had them all listed individually. Also, they seem to sell pretty good in lots. I got 3, 6, 9. I got 11 here. Buyer paid all in $50.72. I do make more money when I list them individually, like on an individual copy, but making a $50 sale, that's always fun. And these are going not too far away. About a 2-hour drive here from where I live. Actually drove by there a couple of times fairly recently. Now, my understanding is you cannot send these bound printed matter because it's multiple books. There's like 11 books here. My understanding is they have to go media mail or ground advantage cubic. But I don't think they can go bound printed matter because it's multiple books. Somebody correct me if I'm wrong there. But yeah, the bound printed matter rules are just complicated. Yeah, $6.70. Oh, I scheduled my pickup last night for USPS, and I put 100 packages in it. We're probably going to be close to that. I don't know if we'll quite hit 100 packages. My USPS guy really likes to know how many packages he's going to be picking up. So, yeah, hopefully 100's not too many for him. He's sometimes like slightly grumpy about how much work he has to do, but he scans everything, always gets the job done. And I've been very blessed to have him here. 2 Xbox One controllers. Buyer bought both of these, and they checked out with them together. Total price $52.68. I got these with the N64. Kind of weird, but that's what happened. And then there's I think one other controller sold today that I also got from that. I still have not listed the N64 itself. And I still have, I think, a Wii to list from that. 1 pound, 4 ounces. Let's see, I need to quickly decide if I am going to be using UPS or not today, because I really don't want to go to town today. It would save me 50 cents on this package. And we're just getting started. You know what? We're not doing UPS today. We're not going to town. It is like sleeting outside and just terribly nasty. So it's got to be for. I'd have to save a lot of money to want to go to UPS today and like pull a cart full of packages out of the car and onto the sidewalk. So we're going to go with USPS today. Today is also going to be the day that I tip my driver for Christmas. So it'll be all good. All right, let's refresh the page. See how many of this says we got left. We got 76 left, this says. Let's do a few CDs for a minute. Ooh, do not fall. All right. Up first for CDs, we got Behold the Lamb, the true tale of the coming of Christ. Andrew Peterson. Buyer paid $21.99. Going to Washington. But yeah. In general, right now, I want to focus more on eBay than Amazon. Partially because of the buy box switch, but also because I feel like that's what this channel was built on. I just enjoy eBay more than Amazon. And I have got... Why is media mail not an option here? Oh, there it is. For some reason it was at the bottom. $4.47. And I just have a really, really good supply right now of good eBay inventory. I have a couple of Amazon sellers sending me disc media like this and this that we are selling on eBay, and just I've got some good stuff coming in. We've got that whole library right now, which is basically all eBay. There is one tote full of like Sweet Valley High books, which I might sell those individually on Amazon, or I might just make a massive lot on eBay. Up next, Steve Fever, signed by Steve himself. This is going out to a guy named Steve, or actually Steven. So I don't know if that's, I don't think that's the artist, because I think the last name is different. But somebody named Steven bought a CD called Steve Fever that was signed by a different Steven for $26.24. Was that complicated enough? Once again, this stuff that I have no competition on. Small local artist, especially with signatures. That's the type of stuff I'm currently looking for. Let's see if we can find these next ones. Up next, Suffering Wrong When Reconciliation Falls by Dr. Aaron Lutzer. Buyer paid $22.22. Looks like a marriage issues. Oh, it's not even marriage. It's just human relationships can be a blessing and a burden. What to do when you're having issues with all sorts of relationships, not just family relationships. $22.22. This one did take about a year to sell, but that's fine. Sometimes stuff just takes a while to sell. And if you've got the space, you can keep it listed. Space is one thing I'm worried about with switching more to eBay than Amazon. I do currently have those two shelves cleared off, which I'm not going to use those shelves. I'm going to replace them with my like custom built wood shelving, the new system that we are using. But I have the space there to build the wood shelves now. What I am... Let's see. Is that this one? Yeah, these are not in order like I thought they would be. Up next, Kingston and Rumble Comfort and Joy. However, long term, if I'm doing 500 a week, by my calculations, I'm going to run out of space in here fairly quickly. That's part of why I originally wanted to do more Amazon stuff. But my plan is if I run out of stuff to just go buy a shipping container and basically use that. Why is it saying there's no services available for this? I think I just need to refresh the page. Here it is. There we go. Media mail is $4.47 still. So I will get a shipping container and start putting the listed inventory in there. I don't like the idea of putting listed inventory in a shipping container because, like, it's not climate controlled. But if that's what I gotta do, that's what we will do. Let's see if we see this next one. A World Out of Time. No, let's just search. These are not in order. Where is this? I should be seeing this. I don't see. Oh, right here. Taylor Swift. This is a Target exclusive. I wasn't able to find it on Amazon because of that. This is the lavender color one. Like, they made these with lots of different colors. Buyer paid $11.27. This had also been listed for about a year. Even though it's Taylor, like, not all this stuff sells super fast. But it does sell eventually. And we do make our money eventually. Which is totally fine. So yeah, shipping container. Do you guys think I should put listed inventory in the shipping container? We're talking probably CDs and DVDs going into it. Probably not books. I think it would be worse on books in the shipping container. Just because of, like, all the glues in the binding and all that stuff. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think down in the description or down in the comment section, wherever you guys are leaving me stuff. What do we want to do next? And up next, Kulna Sa'a? I don't know. Some sort of, like, foreign language stuff. Buyer paid $9.72 to get this shipped to them in California. Something else I have started working on really over the last 48 hours, kind of Saturday and Sunday, I started thinking about this, is reaching out to some more companies to try to get a few more of these videos sponsored. Like, we do not make much on YouTube AdSense. It does not make sense for me to slow down my shipping process right now to make this video if I don't have a sponsor to put on it. So I've started just reaching out to companies on basically Amazon. Amazon's the way we're going about it. And just saying, hey, do you want to send me a product and sponsor a video? Here is what I charge. And seeing if that works. Don't know if that's going to work or not, but we're going to try it. Have Nagala Will Travel. Buyer paid $15.60 to get this shipped to them in... Actually, they paid more than that because this one is going international. It's going to Glendale Heights, Illinois. But anyways, we are trying to get some more sponsors on this video. We will see how that goes. I mean, if somebody wants to send me some Amazon thing and have me talk about it for a minute in one of these videos, hopefully you guys are okay with that. Pay me some money for that. That would actually make these videos start making sense. Because currently we're at the point where, like, doing YouTube after all these years still does not make me an hourly wage that is better than what I make on eBay. I enjoy making these videos, don't get me wrong. But it sure would be nice if we made enough money on them for them to actually make sense. Up next, The Importance of Praise by Jensen Franklin. Posted about this one over on my Facebook page. I have recently launched a Facebook page as well. If you want to follow there and, like, see just kind of stuff that I'm selling from time to time, or stuff that I am buying, or behind the scenes type of stuff. It's a page. It's called Josh Graff Resell. I'll try to remember to put a link in the description. I will probably forget. So if you're looking for it and can't find it, leave me a comment. I will send you a link and all that great stuff. All right, let's just go to the top and see if we can find stuff. Up next, we've got a banner, like for a garden type flag. Oh, I bought a whole bunch of these. Oh man. That had to been like 2021. I've still got a couple left. This was one of them. I don't think many people are thinking about their like flag for their garden in the middle of December, but this person was. So this one is actually like Santa Claus, but buyer paid $11.45. I'm at the point with these things where I wish I had just lotted them all up at the very beginning. I think they would have sold a lot better there. Let's take that off. Come on, scale. 8 ounces. Because while this buyer paid $11.45, it's going to cost me $5.15 to ship it. We're going to have about $2 in fees. So we're only putting like a couple of dollars into our pocket, if that. Okay, the next buyer bought 2 things. So we're going to run over to eBay since they checked out separately, and we are going to ship them over there. They bought, these are throttle cables for some sort of motorcycle. Hopefully they've got the right ones here. For one of them, they paid $9 plus shipping. For the other one, they paid $19 plus shipping. Where are these going? These are going to New York. I bought a whole bunch of Harley stuff. I think I paid $100 for that buy. And these probably fit a Harley of some sort. The guy I got them from is always buying and selling stuff. He does more like, he's a local guy, but he's like, I think American Pickers, and that's like the type of stuff he is buying and selling. But I think he ended up with like a motorcycle shop that had went out of business. I think he was using a lot of those parts because he also does a lot of like motorcycle type stuff. And he ended up selling me basically a whole bunch of leftovers, just kind of like he was cleaning out his garage. Gosh, I think we only paid $100 for that. Made our money back over a year ago because we had this buy probably close to 2 years ago, to be my guess now. And we are still selling stuff from that. Nice and slow, making some money. It was stuff that was super easy to list, super easy to ship. Just kind of keep storing it, keep putting another $20 in our pocket from time to time. It's been a great buy. Very much enjoyed it. Love that kind of stuff. Some of that was multi-quantity, some of that was not. Up next, we got a pair of Wranglers, which I think, pretty sure is this pair of jeans. Yeah, this was one of the oldest clothing items in my store. Look at that. Number 21 on that old clothing listing. Like, not listing, storage system. So, like, these have been in the store a long time. Because I haven't even put new stuff into that system in probably getting close to a year now. We still sell stuff out of it. We sold 1, 2, 3, 5 things out of it over this last week. So it's still worth keeping around. But I was glad to see this go. I think after we sold this one, like, our next lowest item number was right around 100. So basically, I think everything under 100 is sold now, if I remember correctly. Might be one thing left. Don't remember exactly. But yeah, buyer paid $11.87. I accepted a crazy low offer on that. What is this going to cost to ship? Are we losing money here? Boy, I hope we're not. This is going to cost us $7.17 to ship. There's probably $2 in fees here. We might be making $1. We are done with clothing now. So, accepting offers, moving stuff out, getting it out of the store. Media is the focus now. Up next, this is a pair of Can jeans. Better double check, make sure this is the right thing in here. The one thing I don't like about VQuo is I can't see, yep, this is the right thing. I can't see my SKU number from the shipping screen. Buyer paid $12.09 for this pair of jeans. These might weigh under a pound. Let's see. This week I did pick up some non-media stuff from some of those people back in my hometown. Ooh, these weigh just under a pound. That is exciting. I got, I think, 2 sewing machines. I thought I was only getting 1 at first, but there ended up being 2 sewing machines. I got a bunch of like camera equipment. It's going to cost $6.66 to ship these. Buyer paid $12.09. Make a few bucks. What else did I get? Ooh, I got a bunch of like handheld video game stuff like DS. I think a couple PlayStation 2 Fats. I don't even remember what else. Here's a pair of jeans. American Eagle jeans. Not that pair, obviously. I think it's this pair. Once again, not making much on the jeans. Buyer paid $13.27 for these. Yes, this is the right pair of jeans. I'm not even going to bother putting them back in that bag. I actually kind of need a few of those bags for when I do my sewing machine parts. So we'll save a few of those today. Because we had already 1 sewing machine on hand. That means we now have 3. Probably not going to get to sewing machines in the month of December. That's probably going to be more like a January thing. But we did pick up a couple more. I do want to get to that video game stuff. It is currently buried deep in the trailer. But if I get to that video game stuff and those other electronics next week, that would be really great. This week is going to be just spent clearing out this space, getting all the books out of here, getting them listed, and all that great stuff. I do have a pretty good game plan to hit my 500 units on eBay this week. I already have 200 CDs setting on the cart, already priced and just like ready to go. Up next, Levi's women's jeans, size 16. That would be these. Buyer paid $12.67. 200 CDs already priced, ready to photograph. I started pricing out a few books this morning because I don't start filming these videos until 9 o'clock, kind of when like school starts back in there for my wife. We homeschool our 3 kids. After this video, I will leave for a little bit and go help out with that for about 30 minutes or so. Do a little bit of schooling myself. But I always wait to do these videos until they've actually started, so we don't have kids running in here. So from 8 to 9, I just price books. Got a bunch priced. And yeah, I was finding some good stuff. But that's kind of my game plan this week. Start with those 200 CDs, and then after that, just try and get as many books done as I possibly can. Up next, another Xbox controller. Buyer paid $26.49. This one's like lime green, neon green. I don't even know what you would call that color. Also, it's December. If you haven't used your eBay shipping coupon yet, probably need to do that before the end of the month when it expires. I'm typically using mine to order like these smaller sized boxes. These smaller sized boxes, like I use them almost daily, and today we're going to use quite a few. But it's not something I use enough where like I want to order them in huge bulk, massive quantities, and save a bunch of money on them. 13 ounces, nice. So because of that, I feel like they are a good thing to use my coupon on. My bigger sizes boxes that I use like a lot more, especially when I'm doing Amazon stuff, I don't mind ordering those in huge bulk quantities and basically getting good discounts on them. So I will. But these little boxes, we just don't use them enough. Like 8x6x4 size, it's absolutely a great size of box. But I don't use more than my eBay shipping coupon. So because of that, I feel like it's a good thing to use my eBay shipping coupon on. Up next, we got a piece of fabric going out. See if I can find this. I'm not seeing it right off the bat. These images are so tiny. Oh, here it is. Buyer paid $23.06 for this. Now this is like, is this the right thing? I don't think this is the right thing. Let me look at it. These are supposed to be like panels that you cut out to make an apron. Oh, yeah, here it is. So it's got like directions here. It's got these big panels. Make some sort of like Christmas apron out of this. I think there's enough here to basically do three aprons. There we go. It looked like just regular fabric there for a second for me. So that's why I wanted to double check this. So that is neat. I hope they get that in time to get that done for Christmas. Sounds like they're probably making Christmas aprons for 3 people. Maybe there'll be some great Christmas gifts. But it's December 1st. They need to get this soon and get going on that if that is what their plan is. So we're going to get this shipped out today. They have not been waiting on this one to ship out because they just bought this like Friday night. So I don't feel near as bad about this one as I do about some of my other ones that have been just like sitting for almost a week. I mean, they get a warning whenever they check out, or not before they check out, but before they buy the item. Oops, we almost clicked priority mail. Where's Ground Advantage? Why am I not seeing Ground Advantage? There it is. $7.17. Buyer paid $23.06. I do feel bad for some of these buyers that bought things quite a while ago. And it's just been sitting, but not much I could do about that. I could completely turn the store off when I'm on vacation mode, but I do want to allow sales. I did get a few questions of like, when is this going to ship out? Is this shipping out soon? And things like that. But not too many. And everybody, I just said, hey, this is going to ship out Monday morning. Sorry for the inconvenience. And they were all happy. Up next, these are 2 dongles for the Wii. One's for the Rock Band guitar. Another one's for the Rock Band drums. Buyer paid $42.77 for these little things. That came with that N64 stuff and all that other stuff we bought. That's pretty good. I'm just not seeing all these CDs very easily for some reason. Let's grab from the stack of books and let's ship a few more books. Up first, I see this one. Kent's Mechanical Engineering Handbook, Power and Design Production, 12th edition. This had been in the store 2+ years. I could tell by where it was stored. Buyer paid $17.97. So, anytime I see like engineering related stuff, like I am looking that up. Because a lot of that stuff does still sell. Like it's still relevant to the marketplace. If I see like a book from the 70s, like which this one is, but it's about social issues or psychology or something like that, I'm less likely to look it up just because less of that stuff still seems to matter to those people today. This stuff about engineering seems to still matter to the engineers today, and it still seems to sell today. So, it's just something I've noticed. Oh, what is this? Poor Richard. Yep. Poor Richard's Almanac. Benjamin Franklin. This is a reprint of some sort, obviously. Buyer paid $11.22. And this is going to Flat Rock, Michigan. There we Also, I've had some really good suggestions about what to do with the, like, these little things that I pull off the bubble mailers, but I just have not ever gotten around to following through and either purchasing those products or trying to solve the problem of them landing on the ground. What I tend to do is I have a Roomba over there. Actually, it's a shark vacuum, but you know, like the little robot vacuum. I just turn it on and let it pick everything up. And that's been the solution I've been going with. Pick up stuff. Family Farm Life. Do we have that here? Nope, that's not here. Is that over here? If it is, it's near the bottom of the stack. I don't see it. Poetry and Wisdom. Do I see that? Nope. Let's just search. Truth and Love. Here we are. Truth and Love Lectures, 2003. Church of Christ. This is like something they would put out after a conference, I believe. Buyer paid $25.97. Going to Arkansas. So yeah, once again, something where there was probably no competition. I'm probably the only one that had that book on eBay. It sat for about a year and a half. And then we were able to put 15, 20 bucks into our pocket. And I actually got that one from another bookseller that sells a lot of books. Sells a lot of books on eBay, sells a lot of books on Amazon. And he was needing to clear some space. I think he was wanting to get a little bit of cash flow also. And I was able to help him out. He was able to kind of help me out. And worked out good for both parties. Up next, Dedicated Disciples by Henry Wellington, 1987. Not sure where this one came from. I've not had it very long. Buyer paid $22.92 for this book. Let's see what it weighs. Right at a pound. I do ship my books bound printed matter through VQuo. My post office doesn't mind me shipping them that way. At least I've never had an issue with it. I've been shipping them that way for a long time. I know other people say that their post offices don't like them using bound printed matter for whatever reason, but my packages all get there just fine. That did cost $3.95 to ship out. Up next, Christian Theology, A Way of Life. Buyer paid $29.47. Going to Virginia. Lots of religious books, lots of nonfiction books, and then like small print fiction. That is the base of my eBay books. Once again, $3.95 to ship that one out. A link to VQuo down in the description. I think if you sign up, I will get like 5% off for the next 30 days on all my shipping. So that's part of why I mentioned that. But I think there's a limit to that. Like, I think that can only happen for like a total of 6 months. And I might have already hit that 6-month total. I'm not real sure. I have not been paying that close attention to it. Well, it's not actually you save 5%. It's you get 5% cash back. They have like a weird cash back thing that they do. Where like you always seem to get 1% cash back, but you don't actually get the cash back. The cash back gets applied to like your purchase next week or something like that, or a couple of days later, however long it takes to process those things. So that is strange. One thing I do like about VQuo is like they're not going to send me a transaction for like this specific shipping label that I'm about to buy. What they will do is once all this stuff gets scanned in, I think they just do it like once a day basically, then they will charge me for all the labels that got basically scanned in. And yeah, that's something I really like, is like it's one big transaction that they charge me for all at once. Instead of like lots of little transactions like you would have with eBay, or you would have with, I think Pirate Ship does that as well. So that is one thing I do like about them, is there's not 50, well, not 50 million. There's not like 100 different transactions for today that are all shipping. There'll just be one transaction for today that is shipping. It makes bookkeeping just like that much simpler. Although my bookkeeping is all pretty much like automated. I use QuickBooks. I do not recommend it if you are just starting out, just because of like the price is, it's a monthly subscription, and I am not a fan of monthly subscriptions. Oh, real quick, these always sell. I know a lot of people pass these up. These always sell. Alcoholics Anonymous. This is the 3rd edition from 1989. This thing was just a little bit older. It'd be worth like nice money. But this one sold for $15.22. Even the modern ones, like, they still sell. And if it's below like what you want an individual book to sell for, if you were to get like 3 or 4 of these together and list them on eBay, like, that's going to sell as well. But AA books always seem to sell. NA books do okay. Overeaters Anonymous like does okay. But like the AA ones are just like bread and butter, something I am constantly selling. Like, I do not go a month without selling an AA book. It's always happening. Sometimes on eBay, sometimes on Amazon. But yeah, something I sell quite a bit of. Let's see. Up next, we've got a 15-minute sneak peek of the movie Robots. Buyer paid $15.19 for this. This isn't even the whole movie. This is just like a 15-minute promo sneak peek of it. I don't know if it's got like different footage on it that's not in the movie. It's some sort of like extended trailer type thing. I think it's absolutely wild that that's like in an actual DVD case. I don't know if that came bundled with another DVD that somebody was buying at the time, or like what the history is on this thing, but somebody wanted it enough to pay $15 for it. It's going to cost me $4.47 to ship. I paid 35 cents for it, plus shipping. I bought it in a big old lot, so probably maybe close to 50 cents when we factor in the shipping that I had to pay there. But absolutely wild, somebody wanted it. Up next, these are some bolts, 8 pieces. It just says bolt on it. I'm not sure exactly what these bolts are. I do know from my listing title they go to a Mustang. Buyer paid $18.17 for some bolts to get shipped to them. Yeah, these are Ford branded, so that's cool. Yeah, a box of bolts. I mean, it's not just media we sell around here. We do list a few other things here and there, but it's not every week or every month I'm listing a box of bolts and making probably like $8 there. Up next, we do have one action figure. The only action figure I think I've listed this whole year. This is a NECA figure. This is Jason from Friday the 13th, Part 2. Buyer paid $15.35 to get this guy shipped to them. Don't list very many action figures, but I think I listed him for like $12 plus shipping and accepted an offer. Maybe he was on sale. When I got back from Thanksgiving holidays on Friday we got back, I put the store on 15% off sale for like 48 hours. That is over now. And after I get this shipping done, I'm probably going to start another sale. Not sure exactly what I'm going to be doing yet. But we're going to be running some sort of sale. Probably go start with my oldest inventory first and put it on like 50% off or something like that for the oldest 10% of my store. I think that's what we'll do. I think we're going to go really aggressive on that old stuff because it's almost January, and every year in January, I like to basically do a reset, go through the oldest 10% of my store and look at it closely and see what it needs. Does it need ended and relisted? Does it need something else? What does it need? All right, next buyer bought 2 DVDs. These are both Mike Murdoch DVDs. Law of Differences and 7 People Skills You Should Learn. They checked out with these separately. So I'm going to go over to eBay and combine the order there. But yeah, I'm not a Mike Murdoch fan, but I don't mind selling his older stuff. These are all from like, one's from 2007, others from a little bit earlier. Buyer paid $35 a piece for these. But with people like that I just disagree with, I tend to not mind selling their older stuff, but not want to sell their newer stuff. That's kind of my thought process on what I do. It's been so long since man. There we go. Buying shipping labels on eBay is like so many more clicks than buying on VQuote. I still need to click here and click there. VQuote, it's like one click as long as the weights and dimensions are right. eBay, I think I just had to do like 6 clicks to print that one shipping label. All right. Back to VQuote. Let's refresh, see what we are at. It says 49 shipments. Let's keep going. Some of these we have already shipped. Up next. Who is this? I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro photograph. Buyer paid $17.62 to get the ship to them. I bought this in 2020. I bought a whole bunch of these Robert De Niro press photos. I made my money back on them in 2020. I bought these like during COVID. It was like the middle of the lockdown, and I was like, I have nothing left to list. I have nothing left to do. I actually bought these on Macari of all places. And I was just kind of testing things out, seeing if you could make money doing that. And I made some money. But a bunch of them have been super slow sellers. They sit just in this like binder I have of where I post photos of this size. So they really don't take up more space because the binder's not full, and the binder probably never will get full. But, you know, $17.62. I think I paid like 50 cents a piece for all these press photos. I made my money back within the first like 30 to 60 days. So I guess it wasn't that bad of a buy, but you know what? Still making money 5 years later. Just setting in that folder. I have added other things to that folder, like some signed photos and different things. So I am kind of glad that I have that folder to add things to. But you know what, John? I hope you enjoy your photograph of Robert De Niro. It seems like a lot of times I'm selling one around this time of year. We're kind of like at that Christmassy time of year. People are buying gifts and whatnot. So glad to do it. Last pair of jeans we have to ship out. Buyer paid $11.48 for this pair of jeans, which is not a price you want to be selling jeans at. Let me tell you what. These are something that's in my store at a very deep discount. Going to New York. Let's hope these weigh less than a pound, which they do. These are Aeropostale, which is not a great brand. This is not something I would have bought individually. They would have came in like a big lot of jeans. I think I remember actually buying this lot of jeans. It's the lot I'm thinking they came from. So we have basically nothing into these. It's going to cost us though $8.31 to ship these. Oh my goodness. $11.48 they paid. The fees on that's going to be like $2. We're going to be lucky to break even here. That was a bad one. Whew. They're gone. Let's let them move out. What else do we got? We have not even started sewing machine parts whatsoever. Up next, Poetry and Wisdom by Elmer Leslie. Elmer A. Leslie. Buyer paid $15.70. Going to Texas. Yeah, obviously some of the jeans that are listed we are not making very good money on. I don't know. I like keeping them in the store because there's a bunch of them we do end up making money on, but that pair, whew, I need to go look at that. I probably lost money there. What do we got next? Oh, next. Buyer paid $79.61 for this 2DS XL. See, I want a little bit of bubble wrap for this. That means I'm going to have to get down bubble wrap, which is way up high. And I think I messed up ordering bubble wrap the last time I ordered it from American Bubble Boy. We're fixing to see how badly I messed up here. So I accidentally bought the like massive rolls here. So we're going to see if this will actually fit on my little like dispenser that I have. Cut all this tape. American Bubble Boy always seems to have like different offerings on their bubble wrap, like 2 rolls or 3 rolls or 4 rolls. They've changed it a lot over the years. I think a lot of it just has to do with like shipping and the shipping rates that they get. But I noticed the other day they had 2 rolls of it at a pretty good price. But I did not check and realize that they are these like ginormous rolls. Okay. This might... It doesn't really fit. I guess I can like... Okay. That works. I can leave it on this way. Maybe if we use it up a little bit here, we will be okay. I like to swing it over here. But for now, we'll use it like that. And hopefully by the end of this video, actually I do not have that much more bubble wrap to use. Hopefully by the end of this video though, we can put it where it needs to go. Oh my goodness. Alright, 2DS XL going out. Buyer is all in $79.61. That was another piece from that N64 purchase I made. It's good to see the video game stuff moving fast. Oh, man, that makes me want to go dig in that trailer and get out that little bit of video game stuff I have in there. But we need to focus this week. We need to work on the media, getting it cleared out so that we have more space. Next week, we can dig in there and get that other stuff listed. All right, let's put this up here, out of the way. You should see all these packages on the ground. It's getting kind of ridiculous. Up next, A World Out of Time, Volume 3. Buyer paid $10.47. Going to BT. I guess that's Vermont. It's got to be Vermont, right? It's not a state I ship to very often. I guess just because it's a smaller state. I don't know. Don't ship up that way very often. Another one of those like folk world music type of CDs that I got. Man, that purchase must have been 2 years ago. Is anybody watching from that video still? Like, that was a great video. But yeah, I think that was 2 years ago. Up next, Bill Burns' favorites. Kind of like local gospel thing. This guy is from Oklahoma. Eufaula, Oklahoma. Buyer paid $12.87. That one fell on the floor. And this one is staying in the state. Staying in Oklahoma. Going over to Sand Springs. Different last name than Bill, so maybe a relative, maybe not. Who knows? Another type of thing where I'm probably the only one that has a copy of that. Up next, we've got Faith Is by Pamela Reeve. These were actually selling. Like, I saw quite a few sold on these. Kind of surprised. It looks like a self-published thing, but being spiral bound. But it's not. Like, we've got like your regular copyright page there and all that stuff. Just realizing I don't think my lighting's as good today. I've got one of those lights off over there that's right behind you guys. So yeah, I apologize for that. I turned some lights off that I don't normally turn off. Did not get it turned back on. Going to Indiana, so I'm glad to see that go out. Buyer paid $16.47 for that. Up next, we have a hubcap. This is, I think it's a Ford V8 one. Yeah, I find these somewhat often. I'll pick them up if they're $1 or $2 or like really cheap. But you don't usually find these really cheap. Somebody's probably like hanging this on a wall or something like that. Probably not using this on a car, I would assume, given the condition, but makes a cool wall hanger piece or restaurant decor, whatever. Put a lot of bubble wrap on it so that hopefully we can actually close that bubble wrap. Put it where it needs to go in a little bit. Buyer paid $24.47 for this one. Where's it going? Nebraska. Let's see what this weighs. Just under 3 pounds. I wonder what that will cost to go to Nebraska. Let's find out. Oh. Oops, I put 2 pounds. Let me fix that. It's not going to be cheap going, though, it looks like. USPS Ground Advantage, $16.08. Ouch. Oh well. We are running out of room for boxes over here. Okay, that worked. What do we got next? We can't get to that one. That one is buried. It's a sewing machine part. We're trying to skip those. Let's pull some of these books out. That way maybe I can find some more of the books I'm looking for. Nope, that one is not there. Let's scroll down. Oh, here we are. The Dahomey? I don't know. It looks like a Native American word there. A novel by Frank Yerby. Buyer paid $21.72 to get this shipped to AE. What state is AE? Oh wait, this is a we'll see if I can even ship this on Vico. This is going to be one of those. What's the word I'm looking for? Military base. I think it's probably a military base, the way this address looks. When the label ships out, we'll take a look at it. 2 pounds. No services available. So let's go to eBay. See if we can find this one there. I do have to go to eBay for things like this every once in a while. Let's see where this is going exactly. DPO AE. No idea. I guess I could Google that, but it's still not letting me buy. Country of origin, United States. There we go. Got the declared value. It'll let me do a shipping label now. Probably will need to print this on another printer. Let's take a look. Yes, we do. DPO AE. I wonder what that is. Let's Google it real quick. Diplomatic Post Office AE stands for Armed Forces Europe. So this is going somewhere in Europe. It's a diplomatic post office. Huh. Pretty cool. Don't get a lot of this type of stuff, but we get it every once in a while. I cannot print this out of the regular Rollo printer because it's a full sheet of paper that you basically cut in half. Oh, and I need to sign this. Let me grab a pen. I think signing in purple is fine. I have a purple pen over here for some reason. And I need to date this 12/1/25. Types of things you don't run into very often, but every once in a while you do. I wish I knew where exactly this was going. Gives me a box number and a unit number, but probably don't want to tell that to you guys. Plenty of tape on there. There we go. That is fun. Let's get another IKEA bag. We've already got 3 full IKEA bags. I'm actually kind of running low on IKEA bags over there. We got a bunch filled up with books behind us. When I got that library of books, I made the mistake of not taking enough boxes. We took 52 small Walmart green boxes, these right here, 17 by 11 by 12, filled all of those up. I also had 6 of the big black and yellow totes. We filled those up. And then after that, I started filling IKEA bags. And I filled all of those up. And then I had to dump out 1 IKEA bag just in the car loose and refill it. And then after that, we were good. But that was a lot. So we did manage to get it all. But I had to dump 1 IKEA bag worth of stuff just in the car. Up next, Physical Chemistry of Metals. Some sort of metallurgy book. Buyer paid $31.71 for this like unassuming engineering looking type metallurgy book. Going to Missouri. The thing I like about those types of books, like these vintagey looking books, like that one was right there, is even if they're not worth anything, I do a fairly decent job of selling those off in lots on Facebook Marketplace. Either for like, some people are buying them for decor, and some people are just buying them just because they like old books and they want to read old books. Is this video really an hour and 20 minutes long already? That is crazy. So that's one thing I really like about this library pickup that we did, is the majority of the books are like that. They just look old. They feel old. They smell old. And those are the types of things that people are looking for and buying. Up next, I don't know if it's like Russian language or Ukrainian or what in the world, but that is not the normal alphabet. Buyer paid $17.97 for this CD. This type of thing I'm typically listing with List Easier nowadays, and it does a great job of pulling in the foreign languages stuff. previously, the way I listed that before I had List Easier was by using like Google Lens or eBay image search to find one that was already listed, or at least like be able to find the title on some other website and copy and paste it to eBay. That's what I used to do in the past. Nowadays, List Easier just handles all that for me. Absolutely love List Easier. Like, oh my goodness, so many CDs, DVDs, and books that used to take a lot of research for me. I can now just like, as long as I have a price, I can just list them right away. Oh, up next, I should have shown you this. It's like a Jaguar repair book. This is a Chilton's. Did not get a lot of money for it, unfortunately. Buyer paid $11.60 all in. It's going to cost us $4.15 to ship it out. A couple of dollars in fees, but we'll still make $5 or whatever from it. So, happy with that. Not sure where that came from. Up next, we do have a Bible. This is called the Open Bible. Not sure what that phrase means. This is NLT. This is some sort of like larger print. Not a giant print, but definitely a large print. Hardcover, put out by Nelson. Buyer paid $24.47. Going to California. Let's see. 4 pounds. Oh my goodness. I knew that thing was heavy, but I didn't realize it was that heavy. What's this going to cost to ship? It's going to cost $4.90 to ship that 4-pound package. Up next, we got a CD. Buyer paid $12 for the CD. Randy Wood, Round Dance the Night Away. Kind of like Native American type thing. I find a lot of this locally. I don't know what that beep was. This is from Arizona. What in the world was that beep? No idea. So, I find a lot of this locally. I live in Tahlequah, which is the capital of Cherokee Nation. So, lots of Native American stuff around here. Found a really nice, like, Cherokee genealogy book the other day. That's probably a couple $100. Went ahead and sent that to Amazon. But if I see Native American stuff, I just grab it because even if it's not valuable for me, the local bookstore really enjoys and likes that type of stuff. And I can always trade it in there for good credit. Up next, Pickup Stuff. Family Farm Life. Father Ernie Ranley. Kind of like self-published type thing. Buyer paid $23.22. Going to Ohio. Is that my printer making that noise? I think that was. That would make sense. Maybe that printer was going to sleep or something. I don't know. I've had this printer forever and it's still working just fine. It was actually used and given to me. It's a Canon printer. Takes toner. Love that printer down there. But it looks rough. I'm always afraid it's going to break one of these days. But it just like, it keeps doing what it's supposed to do every single day. Up next, this book is signed. I Am Duran. Buyer paid $20.21. Going once again to California. Pretty cool. Sold a lot to California. Sold a lot to Texas today. Even managed to sell one thing to Vermont. Is anybody still watching? It's been a minute and an hour and 25 minutes. If you're still watching at this moment, like, what are you doing? Why are you watching this? Like, are you just listening while you work? I don't understand what you're doing. It's probably going to be the longest video I've ever put out on my channel. Up next, we've got, I'm going to try to pronounce this, Native American children's type of book. Buyer paid $14.47. Once again, going to California. What did I just click on? Okay, we're good. $3.95 to ship it out. Ooh, we're making progress. Look at this lake. There's not that much left over there. Oh, so happy. Let's try to decide what to title this. Is it like ship 100 things with me? Is it like I didn't ship on eBay for a whole week and this is what happened? Trying to decide where exactly to go with this. Up next, we've got the Augustin Choir James R. Johnson Conductor Concert Tour from 2002. Yeah. Buyer paid $24.99 for this. This is another one of those that I paid 35 cents plus shipping on in a big old box. Got sent to me by somebody that sells on Amazon. This either did not have an Amazon listing or it just never ever sells on Amazon. So they didn't want it. I wanted it. And we sold it. Trying to get a lot more stuff like that. And we are getting more stuff like that. And it is selling. Not all of it, but enough of it where it makes sense to do. That's kind of my plan right now with eBay. List a lot of stuff that most of it should sell. All of it won't. But enough of it will where it makes sense. Up next, we got 2 CDs. John Boy and Billy. The top one is Straight White Southern. The second one is the Big Ol' Harry album. They checked out with these separately, so I'm going to go over to eBay because that's the best way I know to combine them into one order. I could just ship one and mark the other as shipped, but then I do get dinged just a little bit on eBay. I don't think it's a ding that really matters, but I get like a tracking not uploaded for the second one. And I don't want to do that. I don't feel like it's good for the customer because they don't get the tracking information on both of them. So I feel like it's just good practice for me to take the extra minute, go over to eBay, ship these together. I am technically paying like 1% more because I don't get that 1% cash back on VQuo. But what's 1% of 447? Like 4.5 pennies? Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Oh no, but I did print it on the wrong printer. Let's go to the right printer. There we go. Forgot I switched the printer over to print that weird one a little bit ago. All right, how many shipments we got left? It says 27. But I know some of these we've already done. Saving sewing machine parts for last. Up next, River in Judea. This is the Capital University Choir out of Columbus, Ohio. Buyer paid $24.99. Going to Ohio. So, glad to see that one going out. Not bad. And I am shipping these media mail. If I can find media mail. Every once in a while when I like click on the shipping service here on VQuo, it just like, it goes crazy. I think it's opening too big for my screen or something. Not really sure what's happening there. Oh man, we might make it to 2 hours. Goodies. Kickoff to Christmas. Celebrate the holidays with these country greats. It's got Merle Haggard, Oak Ridge Boys, George Strait, Glenn Campbell, Maria Osmond. Interesting. Alabama, Trace Adkins. Nice little Christmas CD. Buyer paid $9.37. I no longer list stuff that would like sell for that low. I probably originally listed this at like $7 plus shipping. and then accepted like a 50% offer is about what this looks like happened. The lowest I list anything on eBay nowadays is $12 plus shipping, unless it's something that like I've got multi-quantity of and I just know it's going to sell through. Then I'm willing to list lower dollar items. But for something like that like might never sell and doesn't sell for much, I'm no longer listing stuff for $7 plus shipping. Up next, breaking the cycle, Pastor Michael Pitts. Some sort of like religious DVD thing here. Buyer paid $24.99. It's always these strange DVDs and strange CDs that are selling for us. Mostly because the non-strange stuff I list on Amazon, and you guys just do not see that stuff. Like all that popular stuff that's been going to Amazon the last few years. You guys just don't see that stuff. The weird stuff, that's what you guys see in these not daily videos, but these weekly videos that we do. If you're new to the channel, which you're probably not at this point, I release 2 videos per week. One on Tuesday, which is whatever we shipped out on Monday, and then one on Thursday, which is always something different. This is a local cookbook, Little Rock, Arkansas First Pentecostal Church from 1993. Buyer paid $21.47. My phone is going absolutely crazy in my pocket. It's a group message, isn't it? No, I'm just getting emails. Okay, we're just gonna lay that over there. But yeah, bound printed matters. Could have cost $3.95 to get that shipped. Oh man, we're getting close to the end. We are getting close. Up next, Teaching and Nursing 2020 6th edition. So this is a 5-year-old textbook. Sold for $29.72. If I remember correctly, I was gated on Amazon and couldn't sell it. I also do not like selling textbooks on there. So a lot of times, even if I can sell it on Amazon, I won't. Sometimes, if I'm feeling a little risky, you know what? We'll list it on Amazon. But typically, you're a lot more likely to lose your Amazon account by listing textbooks than you are to lose your eBay account. There are some risks listing this type of stuff on eBay. Sometimes the companies will come in and say that it's counterfeit, but it happens way less on eBay than it does on Amazon. Especially since I provide photos of the exact book and that the companies can see that it's not counterfeit. I think they're less likely to claim that my stuff is counterfeit since they can actually see it. Up next, this is a yearbook. It's actually a college yearbook. I do not sell very many college yearbooks. They just seem like a lot harder to sell for me. Also, just don't find as many. This is University of Tulsa, Oklahoma, 1970. Buyer paid $45.97, and this is going back to Tulsa, which I kind of think I found this in Tulsa, so it's kind of strange. Like, I found it in Tulsa, drove it away from there, listed on eBay, and now USPS is going to be driving it back to Tulsa. But, you know what? That's just the way the world works sometimes. $45.97, though, pretty good for a college textbook, in my opinion. All right. I feel my voice starting to go, so I'm just going to show you what we got left. DVD, Salute to the Opry, 1999. Plasma Jet Technologies, $20 and a penny. Once again, engineering type stuff. We've got this lot of 34 cassette tapes, various genres, $44.72. And then last but not least, we have all these sewing machine parts. So just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 sewing machine parts. that I'm going to list all off camera because I'm starting to lose my voice. But anyways, thank you guys for watching for the last hour and 36 minutes. If you're new to the channel and you watch this long and you're still here and you haven't subscribed, you might as well subscribe at this point. If you enjoyed watching this video, you might as well go back and watch some others. I have a whole playlist of years of these videos if you want to go back and watch and see the whole journey, see everything that's been going on here. I have a playlist of all my What Sold videos that I've been putting stuff into for years now. Like, oh my goodness, that thing's gotta be huge. But anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. This channel could not do this without you all. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.